The Dark, Dark Night, a puppet show based on the book by Christina Butler and Jane Chapman.
Frog was very excited. Oh, I'm very excited! All winter he had been asleep under a stone, and now that it was spring, he was on his way back to his pond. On the way, he bumped into his friend Rabbit. Hey, Rabbit, how was your winter? Oh, pretty good, Frog. How about you? It was pretty good. I slept and slept and slept. I'm happy to see you again. Me too. Later on, they were joined by Mouse and Hedgehog. The friends played and played all day until it began to grow dark. Oh, it's getting dark, said Frog. I'd better start heading back to my pond. I'll see you all later. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Frog was a little nervous about going into the woods in the dark, so he borrowed a lantern from Mouse. Thanks, Mouse. Good luck, Frog. And he set off into the woods. And off he went into the woods toward the pond. And whoo went the wind through the trees. And squeak, squeak went the lantern as it swung side to side. And the dark was all around. And Frog was beginning to feel afraid. When Frog reached the edge of the pond, he set his lantern down behind him. He was just about to jump in the water when he turned and saw... Gasp! A huge black pond monster with enormous claws! Frog ran back to the meadow to find his friends. Help! Help! A pond monster! A pond monster! Frog, what are you talking about? A pond monster! A huge pond monster with enormous claws! Ah! Are you sure? Yes, yes, I saw it. It's at my pond. All right, let's go have a look together. And off they went into the woods. Woo! The wind blew through the trees. Squeak, squeak went the lantern as it swayed from side to side, and the dark was all around. Soon Hedgehog and Frog reached the pond. The friends reached the pond and looked around. Now, where is this monster? Said Hedgehog. There it is, said Frog. Gasp! It had enormous claws and terrible spikes down its back. The friends ran back to the meadow to find Rabbit. Ah! Rabbit, help, a pond monster! Now what's all this, you silly creatures? There's no such thing as monsters. Yes, yes, at my pond. Come and see for yourself. All right, I will. Oh, I'll never swim in my pond again. And off they went through the woods. Woo, said the wind as it blew through the trees. Squeak, squeak went the lantern as it swayed from side to side, and the dark was all around. Soon the three friends reached the pond. They looked around. Now, where is this famous pond monster? Said Rabbit. There he is! Gasp! Ah! Run for your lives! And there it was again, bigger and scarier than ever. It had enormous claws, terrible spikes down its back, and two big horns. Ah, pond monster! Run for your lives! A pond monster? I don't believe it. Yes, come and see. Oh, I believe I will.
Hey, wait for me!
They reached the edge of the pond and stood there shivering, waiting for something to happen. Suddenly, a monstrous shadow approached and got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and then smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. Frog held up the lantern and saw that it had only been their friend Mouse. And they realized they had been afraid of their shadows the whole time. The friends laughed and laughed and laughed together. "Hooray!" said Frog. "There's no monster after all."
And with a mighty leap, Frog jumped into his pond at last.